All right, welcome back to the Kacee Allen Show. I'm your host, Kacee Allen. This is episode 51, and for the second time, Caeleb Knippenberg, ex-National Guard and American Patriot, will be joining us for a 10 o'clock special. So I'd like to welcome on a good friend of mine, Caeleb Knippenberg. Caeleb?
Woohoo! Loud and clear.
Audio working over there?
Audio loud and clear, loud and clear.
Don't currently see you at the moment. We got the audio. But yeah, there we are. Hell yeah.
Hey.
All right. We are live. All right, so those of you that are unfamiliar, Caeleb, like I said, was on episode, I think it was 11 or 12. He was on one of the first episodes of last year. We pretty much covered his military career. Like I said, he's an ex-National Guard, and talked about how.
Sorry to interrupt you. Wasn't it one of your first like actual shows with the guest?
Yeah, that's correct. So this was the second guest or second interview we did on the show. First was actually Vietnam War veteran Wayne Little. And you were number 2. So, yeah, actually, you were the second guest and second military veteran to come on the show. But like I said, we talked about how your military career was impacted by COVID, how the vaccines being implemented and forced on the military was very hard to deal with and unconstitutional by Joe Biden's his mandate. And, we had a deep dive into what it was like to be in the military. Had a pretty good conversation for those of you that want to check that out. But yeah, thanks for joining us today. And how do you feel about our country with the state of things now?
I mean, do I even got to say anything? You can kind of look online and see for yourselves.
All right, I think that's a pretty clear stance there. You always have to ask that question. Yeah, you always have to ask that question because you never know what side anybody's on. You always have a very divided America, especially in today's world. You got the crazy left. You got the
crazy right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have the Republicans that pretend to be Republicans, the rhinos, the establishment, the fake America firsters, and then you have the people like us. You have the hardworking patriots, America firsters that simply just want peace and prosperity within our country, and
not just within our country, everywhere. But of course, country first, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah, America first. And like you said, there are issues around the world. We have the Israeli Iranian conflict that's ongoing. There was the recent bombing of the Iranian consulate in Syria.
Yeah, there's actually, I don't know if you have the screen up, but we could pull up the video of the bombing thing.
Yeah, go ahead if you have that. There's tons of different videos of the bombing of the Iranian consulate. Yeah, type in, if you go to my Twitter, there should be something about Syria, or actually type in Iranian consulate. It should be, or Iran, Israel, anything of that nature should pop up in the last couple of days. But basically, anyone who's not familiar with it, I'll explain this while Caeleb looks it up. The Iranian consulate in Syria that's set up was bombed by Israeli forces, or the IDF is what they call them. And essentially, this destroyed the entire consulate and killed 4 generals in Iran. So they're not taking this lightly. This is a potential World War III outbreak. And when we get this video put up here, we'll show some insight because it is pretty crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And I actually want to bring up a side point. I posted something on X about this happening. And just for mentioning or really putting the video out there, I was threatened to lose my account. I just want to make sure everyone understand that. And that's very clear because essentially what X did, they threatened my account to be banned if I did not remove this tweet, essentially showing the bombings that occurred here. And yes, these are very egregious acts. This is nothing that anyone wishes or wants to see. But I think we have the right to show the atrocities that occur here because I mean, if we're just blocking this off from our people, then it just makes it think that there's something to hide. So. Any luck there with the video? Or are we still looking?
No luck here. I don't see it on your page.
You're good. And any explosions I talked about in the last probably day or so.
No.
Let's see, you gotta find this here. Here, let me pull up something on my page real quick. Probably can find.
Yeah, if you can link it to me through Twitter, I can pull it up. If you see it, link it through me to Twitter DMs and I can pull it up.
Yeah, I can do that. That's why I need a manager to do this for me. But This is what happens when you have a one-man team. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, I'll type it in.
But yeah, I saw the drones or whatever that they shot off towards Israel. That U.S. and UK fighter jets actually shot those drones down.
Yeah. So the
Which
U.S. has been very weird about this. So it's
that
like,
basically involves us. I mean, it's already here.
yeah,
Just a matter of
100%.
time at this point.
Yeah, we've got troops over there deployed already. We've got tons of involvement. I mean, if you notice the recent border bill, not to totally change the subject, but the $95 billion in foreign aid was just approved in Congress yesterday. And I believe that's about $15 billion going straight to Israel from our taxpayer money. So,
Do you know what we can do with that money here? Just off of
oh,
what we've given everybody alone, what we can do with that money here. It blows my mind that we just keep handing it out. Money that we don't
it's
even have
insane.
to begin with.
We don't have it. We're bleeding ourselves out with the US dollar, just printing and saying we have all this when our currency is literally backed by nothing. So that's at the detriment of us. I mean, they're going to continue to give all this money and all these provisions to Israel and Ukraine. And, it's, you would think we would have the right to question that, right? I mean, all this taxpayer money going over there. And, Joe Biden and his administration has been very strange about this because you got to think, he was the vice president of Obama before Trump took over. And he was a part of the deal where they sent like $5 billion to Iran. So like this is Israel's enemy. So this is probably within the past 8 or 9 years. So they send $5 billion transacting within the Iranian government. But then we've come to find out in 2023 after the October 7th attack from Hamas on Israel that the United States comes together and gets this foreign aid package essentially
Right.
funding both sides of the war. So it's like, how crazy does that sound? We've
It's almost
literally
like
funded.
they want war.
Oh, they do.
That's what they want.
It's yeah, it's the
It's
military
been the
industrial.
same thing since the beginning. It's been the same group of people, the upper. It's been one big government running everything. I don't know. It hasn't been Biden. Biden's just the puppet. He's old. He don't know what he's doing. That's why he's there.
No,
He hasn't ran it at all since he's been in. He's just
no,
been their little puppet.
you're exactly
And that's
right
how it's been
because
forever. But it's been the same thing since, I don't know, forever. They want the oil. That's what they want.
oh yeah, no, the oil has a big play because think of this, right? Just
Oil,
because of
opioids. Opioid farms over there are huge. Huge in the Middle East.
that is true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's always you always hear about those large like confiscations of opioids and they originate from those Middle Eastern countries or like China. It's like who
And
the
I'm
hell is
telling
sending
you,
this stuff?
once you start getting in these big pharma's pockets, it gets ugly because they run everything, you know? The big pharmas lead up to the big bankers. Who's in charge of all the banks? People don't know that. Like, there's one name that literally runs every bank. And it's crazy because nobody even knows it. And you
The
probably know who I'm
Rockefellers and
talking about.
the
Ex
Rothschilds or the Rockefellers, both of them actually.
Both of them. That's it.
Yeah,
Those are like
yeah,
the only
it's
two names. They own all the banks. And it's like
dude, it's just crazy.
nobody like realizes that like all your money is like one name has everybody's money at the end of the day. If you really not technically, but if you really think about it, they do.
Dude, they actually do. You're right because BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, these are the three largest organizations in the world, and they have a combined total of like 11 to 15 trillion dollars. Like these are
And it
just three
and it all dates
organizations.
back to like Britain. It's like our country isn't even ran by US people. It's ran by like England, like Britain. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's ran by these people that own these banks who have ran everything. NATO, they've ran NATO for years on years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, NATO's another story there. I mean, it's pretty crazy because like when
Makes you
he's talking
wonder
about
why Putin, doesn't want them border in his country. Like what does he know that we don't know?
lots of
Why doesn't he want these people bordering his country? Because they're dangerous.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like Putin's an interesting story because what NATO has done is they've moved eastward. They've continuously gathered all the land that surrounds Russia, like they gathered Ukraine recently, and then they want to say we're going to supply these countries with military weapons and equipment to point them right at Russia. So like think about this, right? Let's just say that Canada and Mexico made an alliance to point missiles at the United States. So it's like, yeah, we might want to
But
do
the
something
thing
about
is, I'm
that.
not saying what he's doing is right at all.
Oh
He
yeah, I'm
shouldn't
not
be
either.
bombing innocent people at all. He should have
Totally.
took this a way different approach to begin with. But like Trump said, it would have never happened if he was in office, and it wouldn't have. The only
Yeah.
president to serve 4 terms, not a single war going on, believe it or not.
Yeah, and it's funny
Um,
because actually
it's funny
I
because
have
it's facts, and people just are blind to it because they were just mad because of his mean tweets. If they actually just
yeah, it
went
was
back and realized what he did, it's like, wow. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's all the rhetoric. People cannot stand just the things he says, and it's nothing to do with his policy, right? Like
It's
think
not
about
that
like
it's
any
not people, it's the older generation of people. You know what I mean? Young people don't vote. It's the older
oh
generation of
totally.
people who don't know anything anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
like I mean, think about it. They don't have the
at
technology
the end
yet.
of the day, it's up to us, you know, to
Oh
get
yeah, no, this is it's Gen Z for sure. This is
yeah.
our generation. And another interesting stat I wanted to bring up all the people in our generation that are watching because me and Caleb are both in the Gen Z category. That is, I believe, everyone that was born from 97 to 2012. So pretty large gap, but I found a stat that said 20% of our generation identifies as non-binary or transgender, meaning like they don't even understand which sex they are, as crazy as that sounds. So like expecting these people to vote, it's like holy crap. Like
Yeah, it's
and
like
that's
they're not
why that's why
it that makes you kind of wonder like are they pushing this so heavily like this, you know, towards young kids, whatever. They're pushing this like main agenda like hey, you know, these 10, 12-year-old kids who haven't even hit puberty yet, you know what I mean? They're pushing that on them like, hey, it's okay to be a dude, you know, if you're a girl. Like it's okay, you know what I mean? Makes you
well,
wonder.
that's what I'm saying. They're pushing puberty blockers on these kids and they're not even 18 years old. They're like 5 or 6. They're
Brainwashing.
like yeah, it's terrible. And I think there was a really
That's
interesting
crazy,
take
but
on
you never
yeah,
know.
yeah, there was a good take on what was it? Joe Rogan's podcast. It was Dr. Phil. He was like saying basically like how easy it is to brainwash kids to think a certain way. Like if you think, I guess with our generation, we weren't really. I don't think we were. Would you attest to this? Were we really brainwashed like anything in particular? Because I feel like all this stuff happened
I wouldn't
after we
say
were
we were
like
so
out of
much as
school.
like brainwashed. Like, yeah, we kind of had social media. Social media was like a, I wouldn't say it was as big as a thing as it is now, like going through school. Like, I wouldn't say there's kids like making TikToks and like shaking their ass in the hallway and shit. You know what I mean? Back when we were in school, it was just like people taking
Yeah.
like cool Instagram photos. You know, it's just, it's weird. It's different. So like, it's kind of hard to explain it from like, from back when we were going through school. I don't know if
I
that
know,
makes
and
sense to you. It's just, it's different.
yeah, no, that's perfect. Perfect way to
We,
say it
we
because it
kind of
is. It
had
is totally
phones
different.
and like social media. If you think about it, right, we didn't really get like iPhones until like middle school. You know what I mean? Like seventh, eighth grade was when like everybody started getting the iPhones, you know?
Yeah, that. See, it's funny you say that. I thought about that the other day because I remember in, I think it was fifth grade, like when we were in elementary school.
We had
Nobody
fucking
had any
Blackberries, dude.
phones.
We had
Had
like flip
Blackberries,
phones. We had
flip
flip phones
phones.
with like
Yeah, it
minutes
was
on
on.
them.
Yeah, it was unheard of for a kid to have a
Everybody did.
smartphone. Yeah, oh
Nobody had
shit.
iPhones.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. And then what was it? I think our sixth grade, like literally our first year in middle school, it was like half of every single class had an iPhone out of nowhere. It's like,
Out of
where did this?
nowhere.
I mean, myself included. I think that's when I got one too. But it's like, damn, that's got to be for a reason. Like that just, and then you see like everything slowly changes. You see like a lot of shit happened with social media. Then you have what short form content like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, where people are just like immune to watching short videos,
Yep.
and they're not like sitting there for a long time, staying focused on something. Like that was see that wasn't the case. Like yeah, we had Vine. Like if people who remember that, we
Yeah,
had.
but Vine lasted 6 months, dude.
That's what I'm
Vine
saying.
didn't
Like that
last
was
long, and then they banned
that.
it.
Yeah, that.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you
Oh, that's
remember
right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Yeah. That.
Vine was banned. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was banned off the App Store, if like or the government banned it. But I
What
know
was
it
the reason?
something
I
happened that
can't
it was
remember.
banned. I don't know what the reason was.
Was that? I know there's some crazy because there was some crazy shit back then that most people don't even remember today. Like, what
We
was
should
that
look that
one
one
game?
up.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
was
Search that one.
why
That's
was
interesting.
Vine banned? Look, it says, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
Do you see it?
you. Let's see. Slightly. Yeah,
It
I can
says the
see like
short
a.
answer is because it was an unprofitable business losing popularity to similar services, most notably Instagram,
Oh,
burning money while losing market share. How was it like
wow.
losing money to Instagram though? Vine was completely different.
That's what I mean. I don't get that. And like, and then you just create TikTok and it does basically the same thing. It's like I don't get that. And like I heard Elon Musk say something the other day. I think he said bring back Vine as like a joke. I don't know if he was being serious, but like I don't know. That's interesting because I do remember seeing some of those vines. Like I'll like archive some from forever ago, and it's like it was an interesting platform, but I don't know how it would do today. Because wasn't it like a 6 second max video you could make? Like it was
Yep.
like really really short stuff.
Yep. 6 seconds, that's it. Because if remember,
Wow.
that's how like Jake Paul, Logan Paul started there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I
yeah. They
remember,
had
dude.
like
I
they
used
were
to
on
watch
Vine.
them on Vine.
Oh,
Not
God, yeah. They weren't
not that
even.
it's like whatever, who gives a fuck anymore, but like that's back when they really didn't have a whole lot of following. Well, they did on Vine, but yeah, I used to watch them on Vine. And now
I remember
look
that.
at them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're
Yeah,
like
I mean
they're fucking celebrities, basically, you know?
oh, the Paul brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're honestly that there probably isn't a more set of famous brothers than them. Like it's pretty close when you think about it. Like I think what is it? Jake Paul has God, he's got like 10 million followers
I
on
think
Twitter and all
the
that.
closest ones to them are probably Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, definitely the Mannings. Yeah, there isn't two professional athletes like that. Probably that. Yeah, them. Maybe like
Chris and Liam Hemsworth.
yeah, yeah, the Hensworths. Yeah,
Thor.
tons of Actually, yeah, let me take that back. There are tons of really good like twin athletes or brother
There is,
athletes, I
and
guess.
there's a lot of like brother actors,
Oh
believe
yeah,
it or
that's
not.
that's true.
Like big name actors are brothers that you don't even know it really.
Oh yeah,
Ben and
what's
Casey
one?
Affleck, Liam Chris
Oh yeah,
Hemsworth.
the Afflecks. That's true. Yeah, Tom Cruise has a brother too. He's like
Tom
some
Cruise has a brother. I forget his
he's
brother's
like
name, but he acts in movies.
yeah, you'd like never know it was his brother. What
Um,
was see look this one about to look that one up too. That's a good one.
there's some twins that were in a Disney show when we were kids. They were like babies. Their sister
Oh, Zach
is Black
Zach and
Widow.
Cody, I think.
No, their sister is Black Widow
Oh, okay.
in Marvel.
Oh yeah, Black Widow. Oh yeah,
Forget her.
the Wahlberg brothers, Donnie Wahlberg, Mark
And
Wahlberg.
Mark
Yeah, I
Wahlberg.
remember his brother was Mark Wahlberg's brother is actually cool as shit. He was in that one what was it? Jigsaw or that Saw movie. Yeah, he was like a detective in that. He's actually a pretty cool character. Obviously Mark Wahlberg's a good actor.
Yeah.
See.
He's
Yeah, just let's see. Just a random segment. I wanted to just dive into some random actors and stuff like that. But yeah, but back to the state of the country though. I did kind of want to
yeah.
ask a few questions with that. So,
Go ahead.
but last time we talked, things weren't in the best shape, but I think like the focus and like 8 months ago was definitely the border, the whole mental health crisis in America. But it's like now we've got so many more things to worry about. We've got the Russia and Ukraine war, the Iran-Israeli conflict, and then you also have a newly developing story in Niger. So there are 1,000 U.S. troops that are
Stuck
essentially
there.
stuck. Yeah, yeah, they're
You know,
stuck there,
I
and
saw that and I was like, there's no way this is not getting talked about more, but it's really not getting talked about at all, which is
no,
crazy that they're stuck there
yeah, no one's saying anything. All
and
the
no one's
mainstream
saying
media
anything.
outlets,
And
nobody,
just
not
to
the
go
White
off that,
House.
to add another thing to your point, and not to scare anybody, but I mean, you can look back on this and say it's right. This is the year of the election. So it's really hard telling what's going to happen from now until November. But We could see another COVID. Who knows?
See, that's the thing because we keep hearing
It
about
is
all these
election
rumors
year.
of another, yeah, election year. I mean, and
Election
that's
year is
another thing.
scary,
Oh yeah, by all means. I mean, when it comes to censorship,
especially
like
with
the
this administration
yeah,
and the
censorship, the
Obamas.
possibility, all yeah, all honestly, you could argue that this administration is just an extension of the Obama administration. It's almost like this is
You could
just
argue it
Obama's.
goes back farther than that. Honestly,
Oh, it does. It goes.
it goes back
It's
super
funny.
far if you really think about
It's
it.
fun.
It goes back to
Oh yeah.
JFK, I think, because he was going to expose it all, and they killed him on his way to expose it. Because that's what
You.
that speech to like everybody. He was giving a speech to America, and he was going to expose everything. He was on his way to do that, and he died.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
JFK. He was one of my favorite presidents. He literally was going to expose all the mass weaponry that people were trying to like nuclear weapons
Yeah, that's
that countries were using against America. He was like, "Fuck this, dude. We're not going to use the no,
yeah.
we're not going
I
to
don't
war."
think it was proven that that's what he was going to do. Like his speech was going to expose, but like he's not going to tell people that he's just going to say that in front of everybody. He's just going to do it. I think he was going to do that, and he told somebody that he was going to do that. He told the wrong person, and then they killed him because they had to, because he was going to expose everything. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
think happened.
he had so much shit. When I start, I've been digging up a lot on JFK. Like I'll post something every once in a while on my Twitter. But I found something interesting the other day on him. It was actually a letter he wrote to his dad. It was like 1930s, 40s. He visited Palestine as a kid, and he actually wrote on a piece of paper. It was basically saying that, like, how on earth did, you know, like Israel take this land from Palestine? Basically saying like Palestine has every right to have this land. So
Right.
it's like JFK, he was exposing a lot of stuff, and like and no wonder they assassinated him, his brother who was the same way, and now you have, interesting enough, in 2024, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. running for the independent seat, and he's actually probably third most likely to be president at this point.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because most Americans do. I mean, they've said this. They don't want a rematch of Trump and Biden, but it's like that might be the only possible outcome at this point
That
because I
that
don't know if
really is
our.
the only possible outcome, and that's what they want. That's what they're going to get. You know,
Oh
they're
yeah,
going to make sure Biden is the face of their party, the Democrat Party. You know, they're going to make
and
sure
see
it's
that's
him.
and see that's funny because I actually predicted. I think I said something a while ago. I was like, "There's no way Joe Biden's going to be the Democratic nominee. Like, no chance." So I was like,
No
"This guy
chance,
is so
right? No chance.
he's an idiot."
It's just like, and it's so out there in public. It's almost like my thing. I was thinking about this the other day, okay? And this is what I wanted to,
Hmm.
kind of get my point across on is like, do you think that people are starting to figure out, there is a government behind our government now because it's so harder for them to hide behind social media, cameras, people digging into shit, like all this shit. It's so hard for them to like keep shit a secret nowadays with modern day technology and phones. Well, I guess that's same thing, but that's what I was thinking on, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
eventually all going to come out just based off of technology alone.
yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, you think about it, like
If you really think about it,
they
like
can't cover
there's
they
only
really
so
can't
much they
cover
can
up stuff,
hide. You know what I
especially
mean?
when people, well, especially
And
when
it's like
independent voices.
I also saw the thing Elon Musk shot his rocket up to space and it like blew
Mhm.
up. Did you see that?
Yeah,
It looked like a shield.
yeah. See that
Dude,
I did see
did
that,
that
but
not
the
look
weirdest.
fucking was that not
Well,
like
see,
weird?
it was weird because you would think a rocket goes up, right, like this, but
Yes.
the rocket went like this. So it's like, hold up,
Dude, yeah, like
that's weird.
I wanted to talk about that too. Like, isn't that just so
Yeah, that's a good
fucking
one.
weird? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get
That
it.
does not a rocket should not do that. That is not again. It already looks weird enough and alien-like, but the fact that the physics of the rocket that it's not going
Yeah.
straight up like they say it should, that makes me think like this whole,
If
the
we've been to
flat Earth.
space, you know what I mean? Why is he trying to go? Why is he trying to get to space? Why is he trying so hard? Like, shouldn't he know how to get to space?
You would see, you would think so. That's
You would
that's
think
what the
so.
thing I don't
It's Elon
understand.
Musk. It's Tesla. Who would not want to come work for him? That's, like you would think like he would know, but like he's been trying for years.
I know it's
It
so weird.
makes you
Like,
think. And it's like he shot that rocket up and he was like, "Oh, it was it worked." Like, no, dude, that just blew up. Like it looks like it's a shield. You know what I mean?
yeah, it almost looked like
It
it
looks
didn't
like
even get
it looks
anywhere.
like it like hit water. It really does.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, right? Because the whole flat Earth theory, that's essentially what it's basically saying,
That's
and it's
what
in
the
the Bible.
Bible says.
Yeah, no, it's in the seventh page of the Old Testament. Literally, it's the first illustration. It shows the firmament is the design of the earth. It's like a basically a dome, and they call it the water between the waters above from the waters below. So we are essentially in between on a plane, a level plane, and trapped in by a dome with waters above, and we have the waters below that we see like the ocean. And they claim there isn't space. Now, my opinion, I think for me to be 100% certain on this, I would probably have to go up into space myself. Like, I'm very conflicted on this issue, and I've said many
Agree.
times.
My thing is,
But
I'm not gonna like believe anything unless I see it for myself. You know what I mean? Like
exactly, yeah,
aliens,
same
like I can
here.
have this theory, like, but I'm never gonna be 100% on anything. If that makes any sense. Unless I see it, experience something for myself, I will never 100% believe it. That's just me personally. I might have it in the back of my head, like maybe this is legit, but I will never believe it. I'm just like you. But continue.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good to have a pessimistic mindset. Like, I mean, I just think that when you look at the overall image, and it's like it shouldn't be a coincidence that this is the first illustration in the Bible. Like, I think that everybody that that goes off of like, well, the conventional idea that the earth is round and it has to be this way because it's this way. Well, where did you get that information from? Because if it wasn't instilled from the Bible, I firmly remember my 6th grade history teacher, I'm not going to drop names, but he said,
Drop. No, don't drop names.
no, no, I would not do that to a private citizen because I know he's a very private citizen. But basically, this dude essentially said the earth, if you think the earth is round, then you need to leave the classroom. Like, you're an idiot. Like, basically calling everyone dumb if you think the earth is, I'm sorry, if the earth is flat.
Yeah,
So it's like that's what happens. You would get ostracized in school. Like, they would make you look like an idiot if you even question that. It's not even like if you think it's a certain way. Like, they literally will ostracize you just because you might have an opposing idea. And that's just not like the flat earth theory. That's a ton of shit. I mean, like, even in today's world, like, you try having an opposing idea against like a liberal teacher or like a liberal professor. Like seriously, good luck, because you probably won't last in college very long. They'll probably kick you right out. I mean, this is the world we're living in. I mean, it's pretty obvious when it comes down to it. Like we talked about before, like with all the oppression with the COVID vaccine, now it's like, I think a bigger deal with the oppression is, especially during election time, is the social media censorship.
right.
I mean, like I said, I was literally threatened
And I'm
just this week.
it's everywhere too. It's everywhere. I'm trying to pull up
Yeah,
this video that I want to show you. So if
yeah.
I kind of look like I'm sidetracked at the moment, I'm trying to get this video pulled up, but I'm not, I promise. But yeah, keep
No, you're
going.
good. Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, so another thing I wanted to talk about, I'm glad you brought that up. It's not just happening in the United States. Brazil is fighting free speech. This is a pretty mainstream story. It's all over my Twitter timeline, and I've been talking about this a ton because it's very important. But Elon Musk is essentially willing to lose the entire revenue for the country of Brazil just because they don't agree with free speech. So the prime minister of Brazil, or the president of Brazil, whichever one it is, he is pretty much saying, look, we do not want X in our country because there's certain content that violates our laws. And Elon's like, look, this is free speech. Just because you don't agree with the content here doesn't give you the right to say that we can't have this in our country, or you can't have this in
Right.
your country. And they're not even that, they're filing lawsuits against him like worth billions of dollars. So Elon Musk is biting the bullet. Shout out to Elon with this. I mean, he's literally saving everybody's ability on the platform, to have a voice, and not even have a voice, to have the ability to be monetized too, because that's something that Jack Dorsey was not able to do at all. I mean, so what Elon's doing, this is all out of his own pocket, and he's biting the bullet. So yeah, shout out to Elon fighting for Brazil. Free the people of Brazil, give them the ability of free speech like they deserve, like everybody else around the world. And yeah, I mean, you can see lots of Yeah, if anyone wants to go to my X right now, it's probably one of the top things. Type in Brazil, you can
Yeah,
see.
Case's X is right here. If anybody wants to look, it's at KCR Allen.
Yeah, yeah, check that out. Yeah, good call, Caleb. So you can check that out, and there's tons
Oh
of stuff on the
yeah.
Brazil case. Yeah, I mean, with Elon Musk fighting that, I mean, it's caused a real resistance. I think there was a protest of, it was like 200 plus people, or actually probably like 2,000. I mean, it was a pretty big crowd, but they essentially were, yeah, protesting against this tyrannical rule that's being oppressed on them by their government, because their government's saying, screw you guys, we're not allowing you to talk freely. We want data, we want the harvesting of records, we want all this stuff because we don't trust our own individual citizens of free speech, and to talk on their own time and have the autonomous ability of their own tone. And actually, what was the video you were wanting to pull up, just to
I'm trying to.
transition topics here?
It's after the eclipse. There was like a strange object that left Antarctica on the radar. I don't know if you saw the video or not, but I'm trying to find
Yeah,
it, and it's like it's gone, dude. It's super weird.
did it look like a planet or something, or was it
It looked like a fucking like a demon, dude. I'm trying to find the video, but it's like it's
because I
gone, man.
well, so I'm trying to picture, because I watched the eclipse, and from the view from Kentucky, you can pretty much see like how the sun's in
Oh
front of
no,
the
it
moon.
wasn't. It wasn't the eclipse.
Oh,
So
okay.
you haven't seen the video, so I gotta find it, dude. You're gonna shit your
Yeah,
pants.
yeah, I got to see this. Yeah, go ahead and try to find that. I'm actually gonna promote the stream on another link real quick so we get more viewers
And
in this.
you
You
know
need
what's
to
crazy is I sent it.
chat.
Uh,
Let's go to go.
Is it up more?
All right. Yeah, but there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the sky while you're still look that up. Yeah, I've been looking at that. There's a lot of questions with that. I mean, they
I got
say
it.
that there's.
Here it is.
Oh, you got it. Let's see it. Get back to my Rumble screen. Here we are.
This is back on the flat Earth theory thing.
All right.
Uh, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you hear it?
I don't hear the. Yeah, I can't really hear the volume. I can see it though.
Can you hear it now?
No, I think the volume's not, or the audio's not
Look,
working for it or something.
after the solar eclipse, look, 83-foot waves. This is a radar. Look, watch it. It goes up the coast. This is national data.
No way. Holy shit.
Like it's like
So there was a, what was it exactly? It was like a
this right
storm.
here.
Oh, harp. Oh, okay.
83-foot waves. That's what this big red thing is. You know how like a storm hits and like you check your radar and it shows like
Yeah.
red? You know what I mean? If it's like really
Mhm.
bad. This is like super dark in the ocean and it's like 83-foot waves and look how big it is, dude. That's as big as a fucking continent.
Holy shit. Damn.
Yeah, but they like took this off the map. Like you can't find this anymore. They said it's a glitch.
Wow. Of course they
Yeah.
would take that off though. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show you. Ain't that crazy?
yeah, that's nuts. It was weird when that happened, because they were like, I think it was all the National Guard was deployed and all these people were like ready for shit to happen, like thinking the world was going to end, because the solar eclipse hasn't happened since what, 1800. So this is the first time with technology we were able to
No,
see
it
something
happened in
like
like
that.
2018.
Oh, actually, okay, yeah, I think it was. I don't know if the one that we just saw was any inherently
But
different,
there
but
hasn't been like a total solar eclipse
yeah,
like the
maybe it
one we
was a
had for
complete.
like since like 1800. Yeah, this was like a
Yeah, that's
complete.
what it was.
But like people were
Yeah,
saying
because
a bunch of
we had
shit.
we
But
yeah,
yeah,
we did have one a
anyways,
few years ago. Yeah, what were you saying?
other things that I wanted to sort of, talk about was,
Yeah.
Israel and Iran going at it, button
Hmm.
heads, and how scary that could be, like how close, both very much in control of nuclear devices, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a scary time. I mean,
And not to mention, we're allied with Israel. We're allied with, you know, why are we allied with that country? It kind of just like, you know what I mean? They're baby
yeah.
killers.
Well,
They murder. They do a bunch of crazy shit. They are terrorists. I
that's what I'm
saw
saying. I
something
mean,
that it goes further back to the Biden administration. It goes farther back than that. It's that people in Israel, they're high up, like there's high power people over there with money. They got oil, whatever. They got all that. They It all falls back on Epstein. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein got caught, and was in control of a bunch of tapes. And these high up, like Israel, like top tier, all about war politicians have people in America blackmailed, that were on Epstein's island, whatnot. Biden administration, people very high in our government that will get exposed and shock everybody. Not shock me, but I'm sure not shock you because But
oh yeah,
that
you
it
hit
was
that on
something
the
that I
nail.
read. It was a guy who was talking about it on YouTube that, you know, these people are all about war because Israel is pushing war because they get money from it. Like, and they have these people blackmailed, and they know if Trump gets back into office, they're not going to be able to blackmail him because Trump didn't do anything. So it's like they don't have that power that they have. You know what I mean? It makes you, I don't know if that it made any type of sense, but
Yeah, no, that
basically
made
my
perfect
point is
sense.
Israeli politicians have people high up in our government blackmailed to continue to have wars, fighting. Because really, what we're doing, like we have no reason to get involved at all with this, right? And we are. Like, why? Why? Why is the U.S. involved with Israel and Iran? We have no reason to be over there. We have our own worries in our own country to worry about. Our fucking border is wide open. There's terrorists, rapists, murders, all these people coming across, you know, and it's by the thousands daily, and it's crazy. But we want to send all this money and we want to go fight. Fight what? Fight for what? Like, why are they even bombing each other? Like, you know what I mean? That
That's what I'm
dates
saying. That
back
was
to like Roman days, like kings and queens. That dates back way back. That has nothing to do with us. That has nothing at all to do with us. But I'm telling you, it goes back. They have people blackmailed in our government, and our government wants the money, the oil, and the opioids for the big pharmas. And we can get into
yeah.
that topic too. It goes back to cancer. If we can go to
Oh yeah,
space,
that
why is there not? I'm telling you, there is a simple cure for cancer, and it's the simplest of a pill. But they make so much fucking money off of that, Casey. If you look nowadays, like now from like 10 years ago, it's weird. Now, like these hospitals, there's like separate hospitals to a hospital that's just like a cancer center. You know what I mean? Everywhere. They're like popping up like Starbucks. I shit you not, dude.
I
Cancer
wouldn't be
centers are
surprised.
popping up like Starbucks. It's like a money, like it's like they're laundering money. I don't know. That might be a stretch. I don't want to get touchy on that
Nah,
subject, but
dude,
like
you
I
actually.
really I've had people that have died super close to me with cancer. But I'm saying like I really think like cancer is a big thing. Like there is a simple cure as to a pill. You know what I mean? But that would just like kill so many people's pockets. Casey, you have no idea. Just off of that alone. Like as to why
That's
they keep it hidden.
yeah, that's
And
millions in
not to mention
chemotherapy.
it population control. That could be another reason they want to keep control of the population, not have too many people, run out of food, whatnot.
Yeah,
And
that's a
you
great.
you see cancer kills fucking people daily, dude.
No, it does. Actually, that's a great point you brought up. I wanted to pull up or just share
Yeah.
something real quick
And,
because it's
that's just
very.
like there's so much shit we
See.
can get off going towards this election that like all falls back, to one main point.
Oh
It's
yeah,
all
no. There's so many topics, so many reasons as to
a
why
lot of
this.
it's like conspiracies, you know what I mean? So but They're good
Well, I mean,
theories.
well, that's the thing. They might be conspiracy theories because they haven't been proven yet. But I
Proven
mean,
yet, but some are like so like obvious that they're pretty much proven. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, like you said, like you began it with the whole tangent with. You said that how Jeffrey Epstein was influenced by the Israelis and how there's a lot
It
of corruption there, and it's actually
there's
right because
and
like a key.
like the British Empire, it all falls back to them, like Prince Harry, all falls back to them, like the bankers, the banks, like it all falls back. Jeffrey Epstein, like how did he get all that money? The banks. Jeffrey Epstein, it all falls back on him getting caught, and now it's all falling apart, dude. And it's going
Yeah,
to
like
lead
and
to it's going to lead to World War III, and it all started with Epstein getting caught and him committing suicide. He's not, dude. He's alive.
I could see that.
He is too
I could
powerful
see
of a
that.
man to be dead. And I'm serious. I gotta find a video of you to watch it, but like the timeline, it all really starts when Epstein got caught, and it's really crazy to think about.
Damn. Yeah, that's true. I mean, think
The
about that, right?
downhill, like what, like 2016-ish? When did he get caught?
I think that
Was
was.
Trump
I think it
president when he
was.
got caught? Or was it right before Trump?
I think it was during. Well, I mean, I think what he died in 2019, or allegedly died. But I think he was like apprehended in like 2016 maybe, because he got arrested for, I think, sex
Yeah, but his
trafficking and
trial
like.
like lasted so long. He was like out on bail and shit. Like he wasn't even in jail for that amount of time he was on trial.
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't
not
like
at
go
all.
to jail until he like was guilty, and that's when he like died. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so that's the whole thing. Like, what the cameras weren't working for the cell that night, and
The
it just so
guard that was
happens.
working was a part-time guard. That was a new guard. That was his first shift being by himself. Like what? Like what? What is it? How does that even make sense?
It's
It's like
crazy
a
when you
bunch of like weird shit.
it's weird, but like, what? Think about this, right? Like, and everyone watching, this is insane. That someone like, let's just say that it very well was inside job, but like, just think of how the length of going through that, right? Like the U.S. government hiring a hit on someone to take out Jeffrey Epstein in a correctional facility, like a maximum security prison. Imagine like the level of coercion and corruption that it takes to like get into prison and like you know get everyone in that jail to comply with what's going on. So like the guards who are working, they just were ordered to randomly leave, and they had to let this guy in. Like this was a pretty deep, pretty deep conspiracy down the rabbit hole, and it's like it's nuts, dude, and it ties back
It
to everything. It ties
it
back
ties
to
back to everything.
Israel,
It really makes
Mossad.
you really wonder like who has been running this world this whole time. And like, you know, there's those few countries where like, that have been independent, China, Russia, North Korea. It really makes you wonder how crazy those countries are.
Oh
I
yeah, no, I mean,
I I don't
you,
get it. I do like my freedom, but at the same time it's like what are these people doing behind closed doors that nobody knows about? You know what I mean? It's those
that's
elites.
that's what I'm saying. It's the elites, it's the deep state, it's the people that are behind closed curtains, and they're pulling the strings. They're making all the calls, and they're calling the shots on all the corruption. And the elections itself are, we can tell from 2020 that they were very manipulated and influenced by these people who we're
Corrupt.
talking about here. Yeah, very
Corrupt.
corrupt. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about, because I think we briefly covered it in the 30-minute podcast from last time. But the whole 2020 election, there's a number of things you can say that would have made that fraudulent. Not even talking about the votes itself. Well, let's sidetrack or backtrack this here. So, was it 2019 or 2020? Or actually, yeah, it was around that time when President Trump was banned on every social media platform.
Oh yeah,
Dude
I
was
remember that.
completely banned for 2 years, and this is during this election. So this is a completely platform president. This is a guy that's you know they're trying to make up with, I think, 91 indictments against him right now. 91 total indictments. Only after he announced his second run for presidency, or actually his third now. But it just looking back now, it is so obvious that there was so much manipulation. And then we saw the Twitter files. We saw that the FBI was colluding with Twitter on and Facebook and Instagram. They were colluding with all these social media companies to censor certain people. They made this very well known, very obvious. They had whole departments set up within the headquarters of Twitter in San Francisco. They had people on Mark Zuckerberg's shoulder that were essentially, telling them what they can and can't or censor. So, and there was a lot of people that got banned back then. Tons, almost all of them were conservative or
Yeah.
anti-establishment.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's scary. Sorry, I'm a little sick too. That's why I kind of look like a shit. But um, and it kind of scary how like these different news channels and shit going off like what you're saying, be Trump being banned and whatnot. How like they could just show anybody anything and they would believe it.
oh yeah,
And it
it's
just
the
ain't it
basic,
crazy?
the
It's
CNN version.
crazy. It's the basic like boneheads. They could Casey. They could
Yeah,
show them like China, all of China being on fire, and they would believe it.
well, I heard the funniest thing the other
And
day. There was
China's like
someone.
striving perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. China's another story. We can talk about that one too. But it's funny. I had a conversation with a guy who hates Trump so much, like the other day, and he was saying you would be surprised the bullshit that these people will come up with. Like, and I don't know if CNN is giving them this garbage, but this dude literally was like, "Hey, you see, Donald Trump didn't have toilet paper in his trial the other day, and he shit his pants." I'm like, "No, I did not see that one." I was like, "Where?" So like, it's just basically what I'm saying is there's so much bullshit that these people will hear or they'll come up with on their own brains.
Or
I
they'll
mean,
see some like weird ass like news article from some news nobody's ever heard of, like accusing Trump of rape, and they'll like share it everywhere or some shit. And I'm like, really? It's like, come on, people.
yeah, they'll use CNN or Media Matters
Yeah,
or
CNN
Blue,
especially.
yeah, Bloomberg. They'll use all those shitty sources. They'll be like, yeah, well, or like for example, they're like, oh yeah, Bloomberg says Andrew Tate's a sex trafficker. When you look at his legal documents and the crime or the case, it's like there's no victims and there's literally no crime, and that's a whole nother deal. But basically, it just anything can happen when you have some pretty powerful evil people. And I'm trying to find. I wanted to show this video. Everyone watching. Let's see here. Got a little conspiracy here. Where's it at?
Conspiracy. I'm listening. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
so it's actually it's a Simpsons, like how the Simpsons predict the future and stuff. I've got a bunch of
Oh
clips on
yeah,
that.
they fucking. I've seen a bunch of shit on that.
Oh, dude. Oh, here we go. I got tons. So, let's see. I'll pull up the. Oh, what is it? Oh yeah. So remember when what was it? Those submarines went down looking for like the Titanic or some shit, and what were they called?
It
Ocean Gate. Yeah,
exploded.
Yeah, yeah. They end up dying in that little submarine or whatever you call it. But basically, the Simpsons predicted it. I think years before they essentially said like, look, this so you gotta pull this up here. Like Homer and I guess his dad went down below to look at the wreckage of the Titanic, and it's like very resembles what happened there. Here, I gotta pull this up. Let's see. Transparent. Let's see. You can't see the video, can you?
We got 22 viewers right now.
Oh shit, really? Well,
Yeah,
it's
on
streaming.
X.
Well, that's like, oh nice. That's yeah. X usually has the most. I've got it on locals, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, both X
Yeah, I see it
accounts.
on everywhere. We got 22 viewers on X.
Nice. Yeah, usually the late night streams you don't get as many. Usually the best time to stream is 10 in the morning. I noticed that. I've been timing it right. Everybody's on at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, you see it,
Let's
25
see.
views.
Um, actually,
You
oh,
have
I
it
got
to
it set
verified
to.
only chat. You need to turn that off.
Oh, I do. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
you need to make it not verified. People can type that aren't check marked.
Oh yeah, I did not think about that. Um, you know what? I don't know if I can adjust that from a live stream. I'll probably have to
Yeah,
go
I
ahead
don't
and
think you
edit
could do
that
it now.
later.
You got to do that later. But yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Here we go.
Let's see what's.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a video of The Simpsons. I'll pull that up real quick.
Yep. Let's see it here
Let's
from
see.
the Casey Allen himself.
Oh well, it says. Oh, hold on. Must be some sort of technical difficulty
Presentation,
here.
maybe?
Possibly. Oh, looks like we got your screen up here. Oh, nice. Oh, hey, there we go. So if we want to look
Oh,
up something on this,
yeah, what the hell? It has us both down here. This is what we should do to begin with. Like, what?
oh, for real, that would have been a lot smarter. There we go.
Can I
Oh,
pull it up
we
on
can see.
here? Send me the link
Yeah,
on
yeah.
through X. Send me the link through DMs here and I'll pull it up.
Actually, yeah, I think the one I put up was saved to my device, but where we go here? Let's see, Simpsons. Yeah, but no, that's very helpful. We can look up, we can recite anything here. Let's see. Two. Oh shit. Let's see. Yeah, that's it's loading still. Here we go. All right, sending that. Let's see. Okay, should have just sent over. It's just I think it's a 21-second video. That's just one we can use for now. Let's see.
Can you hear it?
Let's see here.
Yeah, here we go. You see it?
Yep. Yep. There we go. Perfect.
Damn.
Yeah, that
When did this episode air?
that's a good question. I think it was. I'm pretty sure this had to have been in the 90s. That was. I think it was like 97. But I
Pretty
mean, that's
crazy.
just crazy how similar that looks there.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So yeah, there's tons of those. Yeah, I don't watch the newer seasons, but I can only imagine they probably have some pretty crazy stuff about like today. Like I was
Yeah.
wondering, like I wonder because I actually looked up. I think. Oh yeah, here it is. Uh, the Francis Scott Key Bridge that actually collapsed. There was one that it wasn't like exactly. It wasn't referencing the bridge, but it was like the video was essentially like a guy stormed into like a city council meeting and threatened to
Right.
blow up the bridge. And I think he actually did blow it up. And they tried to say like I guess the guys tried to say, oh, can we fake this and make it look like it was like I guess like something crashed into it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
here I
going
gotta
off
find
that, yeah,
this.
I'm scared to go on bridges now. But yeah, going off that,
Oh,
the Moscow shooting, wasn't that some
oh
crazy
yeah,
shit?
yeah,
They just
yeah,
walked it, they were walked into the mall and was just shooting people. That was pretty
yeah.
crazy.
Go, yeah. Type. Let's see. Yeah, type that in real quick in the
What do you
search
think
bar.
Putin's gonna do about that? Like, look right here. I got it up right now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like, Moscow attack suspects dragged into courtroom. Like, they look beat up. You know what I
Yeah, and
mean?
they look like
America would
they're.
never, ever.
Oh no.
Like, look at these dudes. Like, they beat the fuck out of these dudes.
Damn.
Like,
If
why
they,
do we not do this? You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
I
that
think we
one's
do to
dead.
some people.
Like, look, he's like dead.
Yeah, and I think what they confirmed that they were ISIS or something like that. Like
Yeah, they're
I
ISIS.
think it. I think they said some of them were like Ukrainian citizens too. So it's like
I don't know, man.
that
Yep.
was that was a weird one. So it's like a random Russian theater gets collapsed or gets attacked by what some Ukrainian backed dude. So it's like okay, well something's going on there. I mean, it would make perfect sense with Ukraine wanting to retaliate against Russia in times like this, but it's like, damn, that's far. That's dark. If they were actually ordered by, Zelensky or some like neo-Nazi in Ukraine that's like telling them to do this kind of shit, like
Right.
that is it's a little scary.
It
I
is
mean, I would.
indeed.
It's weird because like I don't know how like I've talked. One of the last guys I interviewed, he was a Russian immigrant, but he didn't actually live in Russia. I wonder, like, what do actual Russians feel like? Like the normal Russian. Like, I wonder if they actually feel safe in their country, if they actually feel like, they're worried because they're at war right now, essentially.
Yeah, it honestly
And
makes you wonder what do they like, what is their like news, you know what I mean? Like what do they do day to day knowing that they're like under attack really?
I know I watch one of their channels. It's like this one guy, he'll just talk about like pretty much the war. I mean, it's just like I think they just have so much shit like developing every day. I mean, it's either there's something exploded, someone bombed this, or
Yeah, it's like what it's
like
like it's like normal to them now, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, I think it's crazy. Actually, pull this up if you can. Or I can
Yeah.
pull this up.
Give me one
The
second, I'll pull it up.
yeah, total number of I guess like Ukrainian deaths or like deaths in the war. I want to compare like figure that one out. Let's see, I looked that one up from Russia. That's war.
So you're looking up Russia or Ukraine?
Oh, actually, hold on. I got both right here. Okay,
Okay.
so it says here that according to uh, it's like Russia war Ukraine deaths. Or yeah, rfurl.org. Ukraine's armed forces estimate that the Russian military has suffered 4,500,000 casualties in the war, including deaths, injuries, while the United States and the British intelligence both say that the Russian casualties top over 300,000. And Kyiv has claimed more than 180,000 Russian servicemen have been killed. So that's, yeah, I mean, they're basically saying that Russia's suffered about 500,000 casualties. So, I mean, from what it looks like, Ukraine is, I mean,
Winning.
doing a number on them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it does. But it's like, I do remember the very beginning of this in 2022. They actually, or Putin sent like 44,000 troops into Ukraine with the intent of rescuing their own people. So, like, I look at that, I'm like, okay, I don't think he actually was intending on, invading Ukraine and like taking over. I just think he was originally trying to free up some, there were a lot of ethnic Russians that were essentially stuck in the
Ukraine.
Donbass. Yeah, there were yeah, Ukraine essentially. And I want to explain to everyone exactly why that happened. So this war that everyone claims, started in 2022, what actually started in 2014 when the U.S. orchestrated a very violent coup on a democratically elected Ukrainian government. The ethnic Russians were essentially the Donbass did not approve of a puppet installed a puppet installed United States and NATO influenced government. So they essentially
Yep.
revolted, and here we see 8 to 10 years later, this conflict that people claim only started 2 years ago has actually been going on for coming up on 10 years now. But here's the thing that every mainstream media talking head, including Piers Morgan, will say. I've actually publicly addressed Piers Morgan on X, and he commented back, and we kind of went back and forth. But Piers, if you're watching this, I mean, I doubt you are, but if you're watching this by chance, you will never be able to call Israel for what they are because you're simply bought and sold by you're not able to call out the Russia-Ukraine war for what it is because your bosses have told you you are not able to. They want to side with, Ukraine is a sovereign nation that was invaded by Putin.
Yep. And let
And
me
two
tell you
years
this,
ago.
Casey. Chaos. I'm just gonna explain
Yeah.
something. It would have
Yeah.
never happened if we were in office. It would have never happened if we were in office. Putin would have never. It wouldn't happen if we were in office. It would
President
have
Trump,
never happened if we were in office, Casey. It would have never happened if we were in office. Continue.
not a chance. Yep. Yeah.
But
They had to throw
seriously,
that
it
one in
wouldn't
there.
have. It wouldn't have.
No, not at all. It wouldn't have happened. And
I just think it's funny, like that's what he always says. It's like he just always is like, but that's all he has to say because he's right. You know, it
yeah,
would have
and
never
that's why
happened if he was in office. Putin
yeah, and
wouldn't have
that's
dared.
why I have the intro and not the intro we played before, but anybody who has the in the Rumble live chat or the Rumble lobby can see I have a 3-minute video that's I believe it's a 70s song, but essentially the entire look of what Donald Trump has endured is it's literally going through um, you know, everything, like even the peace that he was able to bring upon. I have the part of the video is a segment that cuts to Donald Trump shaking Kim Jong-un's hand, shaking Putin's hand, like how he was able to aspire peace within all these countries during from 2017 to 2021. And it all it took was a few short years of poor administration. That guy right there.
Whoa, who's that handsome guy?
Yeah, wow.
Dude, it looks like a
President
mask,
Biden.
is it not?
I think it might be. I could see that. It's weird, actually. I want to. If you actually look at pictures of Joe Biden from like him when
Yeah,
he was a
I've seen like the little conspiracies of like it's
his
not even him
earlobe, it's not
anymore.
attached. So his earlobe, it looks like it's attached. It looks like it's attached in that picture, though.
Sorry about that, by the way. I didn't mean to cough in my mic.
Oh, you're good. Or actually, so it looks like it's not attached there, but if you see other pictures, it is. So it's weird when you look at Biden. He must have gotten like an ear transplant, or he's wearing a
Yeah, I don't
mask.
know.
Or that's not the
Something's
same
going
person.
on there.
I don't know. There's a lot of
Oh,
speculation.
who's this guy?
Who's that guy? Oh, that's on the Pell North Taylor show. What was I talking about?
Yeah, no,
there?
I saw that. Yeah,
That was Mike. I think it was Mike Johnson. I
feel
went
like-
on there to talk about Mike Johnson the other day.
yeah.
That was
But anyways, we're
I was
coming up on
capping.
an hour here. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah, man, we got a
we've
little hour stream.
yeah, we got some pretty good subjects in there. That little hour that we did. Nice little subject.
Oh yeah, we covered a lot. We can keep going if you want.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
But
Yeah, I want to.
well, I gotta be up super early, so I can't keep going forever. But
Argue. Oh yeah, this wasn't gonna be like a 7-hour stream. I'm just
Oh,
trying to
no.
find a. Let's see.
but anyways,
I
I'm
wanna,
saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to pull up one more good article or some sort of good subject to end on here. We gotta find
Yep,
something
yep.
unraveling. Let's see here.
I'm
Yeah,
here
go.
for whatever.
Let me think here. Oh yeah, go to. I want to show everybody. Go to my account, and it should be like one of the last posts. It was of Matt Gaetz talking about the. What was it then? Oh, Niger. Yeah, scroll down a little bit. Should be one or two more. One more. I post way too much. One more, I think. Keep going. There we go, right there. Yeah, right in the middle. Yeah, see if the volume works for that.
Can you hear it?
Not right now. Here, I'll see if maybe.
Hold on. Wait, I might be able to fix this. Let me.
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
I think so. I just heard something.
Do you hear it?
It's a little silent on my end. Let's see.
Let's see.
Thought I heard something for a second.
To share audio, share tab or screen instead. Also share audio system, share. I got it.
I'll bet.
You ready?
Secretary,
Yep.
Can you hear it
there's
now?
train and equip
There we
money
go.
in this budget, right?
Certainly, Congressman.
And the train and equip mission in Niger is owned by the Army, right?
Yes, we certainly provide soldiers for that. Yes.
General, do you know what is going on in Niger right now?
I know there's some challenges over
Yeah.
there in Niger right now, and I don't think that we are actually in charge of that mission that's on the ground.
Well, yeah, we just heard the
provide-
secretary say you've got soldiers there. So we're gonna dive into that to some extent. Do you know what the status is of diplomatic overflights to our installations in Niger?
Yeah, I'm vaguely tracking that that's a challenge over
Well, yeah, I mean,
These dudes don't know anything. It's hilarious.
are we allowed right now to do diplomatic overflights in Niger? Yes or no?
I don't know exactly. I'm not tracking
Madam
it that
Secretary,
close.
do
I
you know
don't
if we're
think.
allowed to do those diplomatic overflights?
I don't, but I'm sure the AFRICOM commander does.
Yeah, but you guys just said it's in the budget you're asking for to do these train and equip missions. One of them is in Niger. In Niger right now, the government has stopped us from doing diplomatic overflight missions. So we have Army soldiers right now in Niger who aren't getting their troop rotations, who aren't getting their medicine, who aren't getting their supplies, who aren't getting their mail, and the 2 senior people in the United States Army are sitting before me, and it's like, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Are you going to do anything for the soldiers that are in Niger right now who can't get medicine? Yes or no?
Congressman, certainly, we can talk to General Langley and make sure that.
Oh, I've talked to General Langley. He comes in here and never has really good answers. I mean, I asked him for information about how many of the coup leaders we have trained.
He just grills
in
them.
Niger and Ghana and Mali and the Ivory Coast. This is Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, and this is
Oh
a
my
photo of
Oh,
him.
no way.
Did we train and equip him?
By name, I cannot identify that.
Well, that's him with a bunch of U.S. service members outside of our embassy. And just months after this photo was taken in 2021, he led a coup in Guinea and threw out the leader. Does that concern you?
Congressman, core values is what we start off with in IMA programs.
Do we share
stick to
core
that.
values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Core values. I will repeat that.
He led a coup.
We do.
First, I asked you in that clip, how many coup leaders did we train? You didn't know. And so then I put it in the law for you to tell me. The law requires you
These
to tell
are
me
like
by
cult
tomorrow.
leaders, correct?
So can
Like
you give us a
leaders
yeah.
of like
fractions?
You get that.
Killing
You'll
innocent
get your
people and
answer,
stuff.
Congressman.
Just-
Oh, these are U.S. generals
no,
right
like
here.
Well,
dudes that were
and there's no
trained by
causation
us.
of U.S.
that are-
training
Oh, yeah.
to-
Yeah, they went off and literally, like,
Trying to
killed
find
people
out,
of
because
important
in
government
like
positions.
a dozen countries,
Right.
the coup leaders are people we trained. Like, what a difference a year makes. March 16th, 2023,
Turn it down a little more.
Secretary
so if we need to talk
Blinken
over it, we can.
calls Niger, quote,
No, I
a
just said,
model of resilience, a model of democracy, a model of cooperation. 1 year and 1 day later, Dr. Wallander, the spokesperson of the Nigerian military, Colonel Amadou Amabrame, says, quote, the American presence in the territory of the Republic of Niger is illegal. A year and a day after our government said they were
The
the
other guy just
model
held his
of
phone.
resilience and democracy, they are throwing us
Excellent.
out by the scruffs of our neck. And he didn't even produce his report on time. So pardon me for a lack of confidence in General Langley. What I'm telling the 2 of you is that you have a responsibility for these soldiers in Niger. And General, you would agree with me with the premise that we should never sacrifice the well-being of our service members to avoid political embarrassment, right?
Congressman, I will tell you, I'm not tracking that somebody in Niger is not getting their medicine or their mail, but I will, I will follow up.
You don't even know the status
after
of
this.
diplomatic overflights. How about the great power competition? You would agree on train and equip missions. We would never want Russian soldiers at the U.S. installation where we're doing train and equip, right? That's not even a tough question. You would agree.
Yes.
And so if there were Russian soldiers behind the wire at Airbase 101 in Niger, where we have soldiers.
Okay, that's pretty good. We don't have to watch the whole thing. I just wanted to get the point across that basically, yeah, that was just a pretty funny clip there. But basically, yeah, that's what's going on in Nigeria. This is no bullshit. That you're probably not going to see this covered on any other podcast.
yeah, I
the
really
week.
honestly didn't know, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
nobody really does. It's nuts. Yeah, it's like very slim abilities that they'll try to like get past people, and especially like with all the the publicity and stuff, they're able to redirect people's focus. So, oh hey, who's that guy?
Whoa, who is that? Is that the
I can
Kacee
ch-
Outdoor Podcast?
I know the formerly outdoor podcast. I
Gotta
still have a
shave.
shirt. I know my beard's better. That
No,
was
no.
pretty-
The hair. It's gonna be like Mr. Andrew Tate. You gotta shave that hair off. Go bald.
Just go bald. It's gonna happen. It'll
Bro.
happen one of these times. Just go full G mode. Just
Go full
completely
G mode. Grow the beard out a little more. Get you some more suits. Some fitted suits.
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
got some real
Go-
fitted suits. Yeah,
Go
that'll
full
work.
G mode. We're honestly
Yeah, that
probably
might-
both gonna have to about to here soon.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Gonna
that's a
be
good
fighting
investment.
inside the country.
Oh yeah, it's very
Full
close.
G mode. Yeah, but I mean,
Full
it's
G
been
mode.
real. The podcast has been real. I think it's been a good one.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we
Well,
got a lot
like
of points
hour
across.
10. That was a lot of time, brother.
Yes, sir.
And it was
that
like
the-
it was sudden too. It was like within like a couple hours, you know.
I know. Yeah, the
And then we
sporadic
sat
ones are
here
always
and
the
we
best
talked
ones.
for an hour, and I feel like we talked for a good hour. Had
Yeah,
a
we
couple
covered a
videos
lot.
played, covered a lot.
Yeah, and I got tons. I can tell you, there's a lot of content here I can clip up as shorts. There's a few tangents that both of us went off on. That's going to look pretty good on the TikTok and all that stuff. But I do have one more question before we end things.
1,000 likes. And me
1,000.
and
Oh, we will
Kacee
get
fly
there.
to Russia and
All
try
right,
to get
we'll
an
do it.
interview with Putin himself.
We'll do it. We'll
And
make it
if
happen.
not,
We'll,
we will interview residents on the streets.
we'll make it to the Kremlin one way or another. We will make it to Russia.
We
That
will.
is-
But what's your question? Final question?
So this is what I ask everybody, and the times of today. Who do you think will win this 2024 election? And not who do you want, who do you think will win this? And what are we, April 21st of 2024?
Who do I think will win this?
Yep.
Biden.
You think Joe Biden? You think this is going to be another
Why do
deep
I think
state-
Joe Biden will win this? Because it's not Joe Biden who is going to be winning it. That is why I think Joe Biden is going to win it.
You think it's going to be a setup? It's going to be like an inside thing like the time
It's
before?
going to be how it was now.
Yeah.
They don't want to give up that spot, and they're going to do everything in their power not to give it up. Like I said, we need to be worried. It is election year.
It is election year. It is.
If
Everyone
we
get
get
out and
into
vote.
World War III, they could hold off that election.
Anything's on the table at this point. I mean,
Did you
it
know
really
that?
is. It could be. What if we say World War III could impact the election?
Yes.
I mean, it very well could. I mean, I would say the last time that's really happened was when Franklin D. Roosevelt had to
Yeah,
serve
but you
12 years.
never know, dude. Like, are you kidding me, Kacee? Look like what the fuck's going on? You just never know.
It wouldn't surprise me, that's for sure. I mean, I don't think anything
It would
surprise
not.
me.
Nothing would surprise me anymore. It's like whatever, anything could happen. But
Really, anything is on the table in 2024.
That is
And I
correct.
think this will decide our fate. This will decide everyone's fate. Whether you're a political nuthead or whether you're just a regular person on the street, you are affected by this election. And
get out and vote.
get out and vote. Or actually, everyone in Kentucky, our local elections are coming up this May. Go out and vote for T.J. Roberts, Steve Doan, Steve Rawlings, all the conservative patriots in the area. And then also, obviously, this coming up election, Donald Trump is the best option right now, and he is the only person that wants to secure the border, put this country back to where it needs to be.
Put the people
And
first.
Yeah, put America first, put the people
End all
first.
wars.
End wars. Yep. Provide peace and
That's
get
the
us
man
out of this
forward.
mess.